In a place notorious for its crown jewels, we find some hidden gems. Gentlemen, raise your beverages. It's an NXT party.
Sure. Welcome everybody to the NXT party for episode number God knows fucking what. This is the NXT UK Hidden Gems. These are 4 matches that have never aired on NXT UK television before. A couple of them come from the Download Festival. We actually have some championship matches here. 2 women's championship matches, one of which was an NXT championship match against an NXT UK Chica.
Yep.
Not bad though. 4 matches, an in-ring, well, not really in-ring promo, but an important promo. 4 matches and a big-time promo. This is our kind of show. I want to introduce first myself. I'm the Rated R reviewer, Stephen Osborne. Thank you for joining us. Jerry Slaughter to my left.
Good evening, wrestling fans.
The General. And we have Chris Mace, the Holiday. How's it going, Chris?
It's going good, in the process of moving, so gotta get the stuff taken care of. So obviously I look like an alien right now with the setup, but hey, it is what it is.
We weren't gonna say anything, Powder.
We're gonna congratulate glowing white alien man here. He is going to be a father again in the next several months. We don't know how far.
The Mace is dropping the hammer.
Yeah, he's got them babies and them ladies, and we don't know how he does it, but I have a guess. He's got a 17-inch penis and 3-pound balls. It wasn't as good as the first time. I recycled that joke. Anyway.
Can we also say that Chris Mace comes early?
Yeah. I'm not saying it'd be funny, but we can say that.
All right.
Giggity. All right.
On with the show.
I keep forgetting this is live. We start off the show with Deonna Purrazzo coming out to face Toni Storm for the NXT UK Women's Championship. And this might be one of my top 3 favorite Toni Storm matches. She didn't botch a lot. It went fairly quickly. It became fairly obvious about 3.5 minutes into the match why this never aired on television. Maybe I'm looking too close into it, but I will give my opinion on that shortly. Meanwhile, I want to throw it over to Chris. What were your thoughts on the first match of this show?
Toni Storm's #1 fan.
No, I hate Toni Storm. Everybody knows this. But, I mean, I wish they would have aired this match. This was actually a pretty damn good Toni Storm match. But, I mean, I was interested in who she was wrestling because I was like, I don't remember seeing her ever again after that unless I missed something about Purrazzo. I don't remember really ever seeing her again ever since even this match. I don't remember even seeing her on NXT UK unless I've just missed something completely. But this match overall I thought was a pretty damn good match. I thought to me it was pretty competitive, and at the end of the day, yeah, Toni Storm won, of course. You know she was going to win. Shiny bullshit. I'm glad that's over with. However, like I said, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good match. I wish we'd have seen more matches like this with Toni Storm, that maybe I wouldn't be so hard on her about shit. Just saying.
Well, Deonna Purrazzo showed up early on in NXT UK. This might have been before you started watching. And she had a few matches, but eventually, I think she either had a title match or like a #1 contenders match. She lost. She went off into obscurity, showed up on NXT.
Yeah.
And that's where she's sort of been until she got cut recently in that Wicked Wednesday.
Black Friday. Or, yeah.
Dark Wednesday. Anyway, I will get into why I love this match. Jerry, your thoughts, though?
First off, I want to say hey to Mick Doherty, Israel Diaz, and Nate Spain, all in the chat room right now. Our three most loyal watchers, other than Davi, who just wants to see me shake my ass.
Hey, where you at, Davi? It's Jerry's favorite fan, man.
But yeah, like
Jerry's #1 fan.
That's totally not gay.
He's three of your number one fans, because he's your number one fan, but he's also the number one fan of your left butt cheek and the number one fan of your right butt cheek.
And those are huge. But yeah, this match actually really intrigued me. You had Toni Storm, who's like at that point the NXT UK Women's Champion, and you had Deonna Purrazzo, which like she did fluctuate between NXT and NXT UK. Wherever they needed her, she was there. So this match was really great because it actually showed Toni Storm. She had a really rough time with her, and I think that's the reason why the match like didn't really air, was the fact that at this point Toni Storm was supposed to be on top of her game, and you had Deonna Purrazzo showing up and just about showed her up and about stole the show.
Yeah, cut her down.
Mm-hmm.
She starts with this trip where she makes Toni Storm face plant. She trips her up with the leg, but then follows up the leg and then grabs the arm into a bow and arrow, but then follows into the arm and turns it into a Rings of Saturn. Well, her version of a Rings of Saturn.
And that looked great.
Hey,
Colin.
No, that was later. This was an arm snap that she did. Started working on Toni Storm's arm. Like, she grabbed the arm and fell back where the arm bends. It went away. It's not supposed to bend. Mm-hmm. She does the Baszler stomp. Gets a near fall off of that. I've never seen anybody go for a fall off a Baszler stomp, but whatever.
Why not?
But she's working on that arm.
Mm-hmm. That's the story.
Storm ducks a lariat and hits triple Germans. Goes for a Storm Zero, but Deonna counters it and hits a pump kick. Gets a near fall off of it. Storm hits a wicked headbutt. Gets a near fall. And then Purrazzo then hits the Rings of Saturn and then turns it into a Fujiwara armbar. And while she's cinching in this armbar, this is where I said I'm pretty sure the reason they didn't want to air this match in the first place, and somebody forgot why it got flagged. They're zooming in on her crotch while she's doing this move, and her outfit is literally covering just her bunghole, just her butthole. Like, you can almost see her butthole. Everything from the butthole up the crack is covered, but I mean, dude, that's why I'm pretty sure, because there were a lot of those shots, and normally I'm a fan of it, but in this case, I'm totally a fan of it. Look great.
You love the match on the whole.
Toni Storm wins with a Storm Zero and a pinfall victory, and of course she never had a time where she lost she showed up on UK and was like, oh, I don't have my belt, I gotta beat Deonna Purrazzo real quick because on this match that you didn't watch. Like, of course we knew who was gonna win. I mean, come on.
But it was a good solid match and a good opener for our show, even though the matches weren't really in any kind of order.
Ligero versus Matt Riddle. No segue there, buddy. No segue for you, buddy.
This is when Matt Riddle wasn't really impressing us at all, because this is when he was first really starting out in NXT.
Is
and
it?
NXT UK.
He looked pretty impressive in this match.
Oh yeah.
This looked like the Matt Riddle that would have been impressing me. What do you think about the match?
I thought it was a great match, regardless. Like him and Ligero.
Was it great?
Yeah.
On a 5-star scale, was it great? Was it in that 5-star rating?
I say it's good.
Yeah, that's our 4-star. I'm sorry.
It was a good Ligero. Okay, it was a great Ligero match. It was
great
a good
starts
match.
At 4 stars, sir. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, so it was a great Ligero match, but a good regular match.
Yeah, it was a good showing for Matt Riddle. Not like his best or longest, because he could put on a hell of a match.
Well, this is one of those very few times you actually see him going against a guy that's more or less a cruiserweight.
Smaller than him, a babyface.
Yeah.
So he's not getting worked on for the 10 minutes and then making the comeback. Yeah, this was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. What do you think about it, Chris?
I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I think an interesting fact is this match actually happened. When I looked it up, it actually happened on my birthday on July 20th, 2019. So I thought that was an interesting fact. The match itself, like I said, I thought Ligero was like the star here. Like I said, Riddle, he was going for stuff. Like I said, that was the time when he was still doing the jackhammer, and they were still getting the Goldberg chance. And we were thinking, okay, eventually they're going to set up, because he kept doing that, they're going to set up Goldberg versus Riddle, which they never did.
No.
Ligero, like I said, Ligero looked like the star here. Yeah, Riddle won hit the Bro Derek, and good Lord, I'm gonna go brain dead because that wasn't the finish, but he hit the Bro Derek, and then he hit his other finish,
the senton.
And thank you. And the match itself, like I said, but Ligero looked like the star here, not Matt Riddle this time. And I agree with both y'all. I think just that time where y'all weren't really big fans of his, and me, I was like, okay, let's see what this guy's doing. Okay, all right, let's see what he does now. Let's see if he's going to do anything else. So, all in all, I thought Ligero was the star of this match, honestly, in my opinion.
Let's see. The notes never lie. I've got one for Riddle hitting a delayed jackhammer, like, and this is fine because Ligero's like nothing weight compared to Matt Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Holds him up for a good, I don't know, 10 seconds before he drops him for the jackhammer. Only gets a near fall. There's a spot where Riddle's on offense and he goes up, climbs up the corner, and he's going for that floating bro, but Ligero chases him up and ends up hitting a German suplex off of the middle rope. I think he gets a near fall. Riddle does a backdrop onto Ligero, who handstands, like they're on the outside, so he goes to do a back body drop, and Ligero handstands on the apron, comes back down with the head scissors and pulls Matt Riddle into the steps. Let's see, Ligero hits a spring shot stunner to get back in the ring. That's what I call where
The
they're
spring
standing.
shot. I like that.
They're standing on the apron and they put one leg in to step on the bottom rope and then go through the middle and top rope to spring into something. A lot of people do it into the flatliner. He does it here into a stunner. Only gets a 2 count. Let's see. Ligero hits a fireman's drop. That's the best way I could call it. He picks him up for a fireman's carry, but Matt Riddle is so heavy for him, he pretty much just drops him back the same direction onto his back. And then I think he goes up top. No, he goes outside to the apron, does a springboard splash, makes this big to-do about the splash, but just a splash, and doesn't pay off. He only gets a near fall. And how does this match end? Riddle hits a power bomb that he rolls into that flash knee strike that he then picks him up into a bro Derek, and if that isn't enough, still goes up top and hits that floating bro. 1, 2, 3.
I want to call it the Broton pack.
One too many moves, man.
Yep.
Fucking overkill.
Colin says, from what you got to hear on the No DQ review, that you did an awesome job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have to admit, I really only wanted to do the No DQ review because I did it several weeks ago and everybody was saying, oh yeah, totally hire back Alberto Del Rio. And I was like the one person that's like, definitely don't. Definitely not. This guy's a ticking time bomb. Turns out I was right. And bringing that up, I guess, was not a good idea because Virtue went hard right.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of admitting that, yeah, maybe it was a bad idea to suggest, he's like, no, still hire him, even in the midst of all of this. Like, he's innocent. And I'm like, I doubt he's innocent. But you know what? Everybody deserves the benefit of the doubt, right?
Innocent as OJ.
So maybe Alberto Del Rio didn't do it. Innocent until proven guilty, but I think he did it. Just based on the details of the accusation.
The deets are there.
Anyway, thank you for the compliment, but I don't know. I don't get on that show much, and it's probably a good thing because I'm in and out of mainstream WWE, like the Raw and SmackDown. Sometimes I have to catch up. Sometimes I'll miss weeks completely and just not care. But I'm always here for NXT and NXT UK when there's something. Speaking of something new, Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's title. Holy crap. I didn't expect to get Shayna Baszler on this show, but I'm glad I did.
Mm-hmm.
And then Isla Dawn in probably the sexiest outfit she's ever owned. That might be one of the reasons this match never got aired. Holy crap. She didn't have the undercleavage, but Jesus. And then some of the shots, dude. These are the guys that learned from the dudes that did the camera work back in like 1998, 1999. Yep. They knew what they were doing when the Ho Train came out. I'm just saying. All right, who's next? Chris Mace, what did you think about this match? I think it was my turn.
It was an interesting match. I would never thought I'd seen a Shayna Baszler versus Isla Dawn match in NXT or NXT or anywhere, but I mean, it was interesting. Like I said, Isla Dawn seemed like she was trying in the match. It was like pretty much this is a Shayna Baszler show. Isla Dawn got a little bit of offense here and there, but at the end of the day, Shayna Baszler wins the match. Like I said, we all knew she was going to win. This was already a match that already happened, so we already knew the outcome. But at the same time too, I was actually really entertained by it. I like I said, I'm one of those. I like Isla Dawn. I wish she'd make her mind whether she wants to be a base or a heel or whatever the hell she's doing. But like I said, I thought it was a pretty damn good match actually.
Yeah, that's the only detriment to having a title match in this idea of these hidden gems matches we haven't seen before. When it's a title match, you know what it was. Like, if it was Shayna Baszler, the champ, versus Isla Dawn in a non-title match, then who knows what could have happened. Isla Dawn could have gotten the win. Doesn't mean that she won the title. But when the title's on the line, you're like, Isla Dawn's not getting the win because she didn't get the title. We know this already. Jerry, what do you think about the title match?
She could have gotten a win by disqualification if Shayna was a little too rough on her.
Such a fucking cop-out.
Yeah, but also will generate a whole bunch of...
Take your cop-out, Jerry. Take it and run.
It would have been an interesting thing for her to do to get more heel heat over there because the fans were just loving her over there. But my problem is, well, let me put it this way. This match was kind of like one of those Christmas presents that you asked for, and your parents know they're gonna get it for you, and you still end up getting it. But it's one of those situations where we knew Shayna Baszler wasn't gonna lose this match. It was just a matter of how she was gonna win it. Would she pass Isla Dawn out? Would she break her in some way, or would she tap out? In this case, we got the tap. And Isla Dawn had some really great offense at the beginning because Shayna was taking her lightly. And then after that, after Shayna realized, okay, this chick's trying to embarrass me on television, it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, but even at that point, once she got the solid momentum, she was just toying with Isla Dawn until the end because she was working over the arm, and there was no reason to do that because eventually she just put her in the Kirifuda clutch and made her tap.
Yep. Every now and then, it's just good to work over another limb so they know to protect that versus protecting anything else.
Well, she throws her arm first into the steps and then does the Baszler stomp to the left elbow, and then she reverses a half and half suplex into this 6 slam, and then at the end of the match, just hits a running knee just to stun her real quick, and then locks in the Kirifuda clutch real quick. She spends the whole match working on the arm though.
Well, here's my question now. Since Becky Lynch has gone away to go have a baby, could she theoretically start using an armbar type finisher, since she does the Baszler stomp and everything?
I don't think she necessarily needs a new finisher because she's got that knee strike that she can use for a pinfall.
Yeah.
The Kirifuda clutch is just fine.
Oh, I think so too. But
it does look a lot like the what's her name, Asuka lock.
Yeah. And that's kind of set her aside. Plus, it also give her a reason to be doing the Baszler stomp and throwing people shoulder first into shit.
Well, see, with Asuka, it makes sense to work the arm because she uses that chicken wing in the Asuka lock. But Baszler, I think it's just a standard-looking sleeper hold.
I thought I had made a good point or something, but I think Chris just got a text.
Anyway, Shayna Baszler wins, of course. She retains her title. Moving on. Andy Shepherd is on Skype interviewing Ilya Dragunov, who's awful hyped to be standing in his goddamn kitchen, but whatever.
He probably had toaster strudels cooking. I know I get hyped up when I have toaster strudels.
Jerry, talk about Ilya.
Well, he's just pretty much hyping himself up for his eventual match against Walter since he's the #1 contender. I keep on forgetting that, really, because there's such a big to-do going on about Walter and Finn Balor. I forget, hey, Dragunov's first in line. So I'm guessing that's going to be the first match we get back when NXT UK starts back up, which wouldn't be the worst thing on the planet. And since Finn Balor's in his feud now with Damian Priest, but Dragunov is just still pumped. It's like he never stops being pumped. He wakes up and he pisses pumped.
He says one of his mentors told him once, the way that you never get tired of working is that you never stop working.
That's probably Alexander Wolf.
And that's why he was born prepared. It doesn't matter when this quarantine ban or this quarantine lifts and the restrictions are lifted and he can finally get his match. He'll be ready because he was born ready. He says going into this match is dangerous looking. What did he call it?
It's going to be violent.
He said it's a scary scenario because nobody has been able to beat Walter, and he lists off all the people, which is just 4. But
Dunn, Coffey, Tyler Bate,
big strong boy,
Jordan Devlin even, but I don't think Devlin went for the title. I think he just beat him before the title, or beat him before
Ain't done. Mastiff couldn't beat him.
Nope. He said he's got to be able to take everything that Walter gives him, and including the pain. He says, but he eats pain. He says this match will redefine violence.
You have to wonder if he's one of those like hardcore motherfuckers that eats the pizza rolls right out of the microwave.
This was a really strong promo. I wanted to write down everything that he said. I just couldn't because I didn't want to prolong it.
Yeah. But then we also get a match with him shortly after. So
yeah, we get Ilya Dragunov versus A-Kid. Before we move on to the match, I want to see if Chris has any notes on Ilya Dragunov's promo.
I'm interested in what he's going to do. I'm really intrigued with this matchup. I believe we're going to get this matchup at TakeOver, the NXT UK TakeOver, but that's not going to happen. I don't think they're going to save that match. I think as soon as they're able to start recording shows, it's going to be one of the first or second main events we get when they bring back the NXT UK show. And I'm really intrigued. I want to see how far Dragunov's willing to go to try to take down Walter. That's what I'm really interested in seeing. What I get out of this is that he is just piss, fire, and vinegar. He is wanting to do the one thing nobody else has done on NXT UK, NXT anywhere yet, and that's beat Walter and take that title from him. I'm waiting to see this match. Dragunov, like I said at first, did not impress me. I know he didn't really impress y'all at first. It was like a big hype, and then it was like, but he has proven himself. He has gotten better. He has improved himself, and I'm ready for that fucking match to happen when it does happen, because I have a strong feeling that if he might possibly be able to beat Walter, I just have a suspicious feeling that may possibly happen.
Well, speaking of Ilya Dragunov matches, what you think about him in this main event against A-Kid?
I thought it was a pretty good main event, and he made A-Kid look like a damn star. A-Kid's, like I said, A-Kid is one of those, to me, with the right opponent, he looks like $1 million. When he had his match with Tyler Bate, he looked incredible. Like I said, just sometimes when you see him in other matches, like, all right, not so much, okay. But then in this match, like I said, Dragunov getting the win, which is what should have happened. Like I said, he made A-Kid look really good in this match. That's my takeaway from this. It was entertaining to me. Dragunov winning was the right decision, obviously, of course, as I'm always going to say, because you're building him up for Walter. That's what the whole thing was to me, because I think this was a match that was at their most recent tapings where they had to stop doing the show, if I'm correct on what I remember. So,
Jerry?
Heard weird noises. First off, I don't think Dragunov was going to be set to beat Walter. I think the match was going to be vicious and everything, and then Finn Balor was going to attack him afterwards, set up for their match at TakeOver Dublin. But even then, Dragunov has just been getting better and better, and the match with A-Kid was great because it was fast-paced. There was a lot of like reversals and a lot of crazy-looking spinny, flippy shit. And we got to see a picture-perfect Spanish Fly towards the end there, which just always blows. Any kind of
avalanche Spanish Fly.
Yeah, an avalanche
off the top.
Yeah,
both guys standing up on the top rope.
Like the other night, we what was it, Johnny Nitro and like I think Grand Malik, or was it? They did the what I call the murder hornet to the outside. But this match in general was good. It was a great main event. Like, it would have been just a regular main event on NXT UK television, I think. It was passable for that. And the show of respect at the end was super. It wasn't anything like, like, yeah, here's a little handshake. No, this was an intense show of affection. It was pretty great.
Well, as far as Ilya Dragunov and Walter goes, I think that match is either going to happen after the flight bans are lifted. It's going to happen in the NXT dojo.
That'd be something for if they could somehow wrangle it together for In Your House.
In Full Sail or at the NXT Performance Studio. Or they are going to take the Performance Center in England and transform it into a set and do it there.
Oh, that'd be good too.
With no crowd.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get that done. I don't know where their restrictions are or when they will be lifted to anything. I have no clue about the UK or England or any of that.
I think that match would be ultra intense if they actually were able to pull it off without no crowd over in it in UK.
But if they can do it, if they can get the match or a series of matches for shows done quicker by flying them to the US and doing them in Florida, then I feel like that's what they're going to do temporarily until they can start doing them either in empty arenas or limited arenas or whatever over in the UK. But
wouldn't you think they should do a triple threat match then? If they fly Walter and Dragunov to the U.S. and they do it in Florida, Finn Balor's there. Finn Balor has legitimate beef with Walter. Could you see something if they do that? Maybe they set up for Finn Balor to be added to that match, make it a triple threat for the NXT UK Championship.
I will say this one time and one time only: you do not sully Finn Balor by putting him in a triple threat match with Ilya Dragunov. You get Ilya Dragunov the fuck out of the way, and then you concentrate on Walter versus Finn Balor, because that's where the money is. Ilya Dragunov's is just a small stumble along the way.
Plus there's bigger chance in a triple threat match of Walter not even getting pinned for the title to be taken off of him. And you want like either Ilya Dragunov or Finn Balor to be the one to topple him, not one of them to pin each other.
You want the marquee to have Walter and Finn Balor, and that's all you need. You don't need Ilya Dragunov for people to be like, who?
Yeah.
No. Anyway, this match, though, I got a lot of notes here. Ilya hits this wicked chop, and then a senton off the top, and then does that cartwheel cross body. That was crazy. Like, does a cartwheel in the ring and springs off the handspring into a cross body. It was a little clunky looking, but interesting. Ilya does a running knee into the corner, hits that 6-1 line, which they were calling something else at this point, gets a near fall.
Oh, the Constantine line. Kind of like Constantine wire, kind of like barbed wire.
He goes for that Russian suplex where one arm goes up under, and A-Kid's fighting him off. Like,
Scroplex.
No, I don't know you. That's not your coin purse. But eventually he locks one in, hits him with that. He calls it the Russian suplex. With the bridge, gets a near fall. A-Kid hits that avalanche Spanish fly after chasing him up to the top rope, and then comes off of that and does a running spinning heel kick, gets a near fall. Should have just gone for the pinfall off the Spanish fly. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway, he goes for a charge into the corner. Ilya counters with a spine buster and then does his diving senton and then does the thing with the crowd and then the Torpedo Moscow 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov wins, and at the end, yes, we get the handshake of respect, but it is a screaming handshake of respect. They are screaming. Ilya is screaming at
They're still jacked.
Who starts screaming at him. This is the aftermatch, and it's fine. They are both faces. Sure, fine, whatever. Fuck.
But
it was a good match.
There's mad respect shown between them at the end, and that was good.
That brings us to the main event. The end of the main event. Sorry, I was trying something new and I failed.
Yeah.
Here on, what is this
The
now?
Tea Party.
The NXT Party. Yes, we like to rate the main event using a completely fabricated system. Something, 5 something. In this case, it's bottles of root beer. So again, out of 5 spots of NX soda. Holiday. Where do you rate the main event? This Ilya Dragunov versus A-Kid.
I'm gonna give it 3.5, and I'm like I said, off this show we had a lot of interesting matches that we had never seen before. Some reasons we know why we never seen these before, for obvious reasons. To me, I had to give an extra quarter off, and like I said, I thought altogether this was a very interesting and great show, a good way to keep yourself entertained during all this bullshit going on in the world. So I'm gonna give it 3.5. I'm gonna add an extra quarter.
Jerry,
I was already gonna give the match 3 3/4, but I'm not gonna give it anything extra because this was kind of a compilation show. So I kind of discount it for that. But at the same time, I think they should do more shows like this. I think there should be a couple matches here and there that are ridiculously good that they don't air. They're like, you know what? That one's great, a little too great for this show, so we're going to take it and we're going to place it over here. That way you can have like maybe the week off or something else for them to finish up any kind of recording or anything. They can have an awesome compilation show like this one.
Hidden Gems Volume 2.
Yeah. But between A-Kid and Dragunov, this was just an awesome match because it made a kid shine.
Throw around the word awesome like it doesn't mean what it means.
No.
Mm-hmm. Damn it, Jerry. Yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome match. It was so awesome.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Like you said,
thanks to Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels.
Which one?
All of them. It's that good.
Oh yeah, but this match made A Kid look shine even brighter than what they've been trying to do, which is good because he hasn't really been impressing as much, and neither was Dragunov at that point. But they both did a great job in this match.
You know what? This match wasn't great, but it was really good. I'm going to start it at a 3.5 and give it the extra quarter because, you know, it was a compilation show. But for 55 minutes, it gave us exactly what I love out of a regular hour-long
four matches.
4 matches, and it wasn't an in-ring promo, but it was a significant promo. And it led right into the match, which was pretty cool because, you know, Ilya into Ilya, whatever. I'm gonna land it at 3 3/4 spots of NX Soda.
That's what Nate Spain and Israel Diaz gave it as well. We are all in agreement. 3 3/4.
Not updating.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
3 3/4. Yeah.
All across the board.
Yeah, I mean, we got Toni Storm in probably one of the best matches I've seen out of Toni Storm. We got.
Amen. Yep.
We got Shayna Baszler defending the NXT Women's Title. We got Deonna Purrazzo's Butler. It was
something coming out of Chris's Jesus.
Great segue. This was such a good show, man. I enjoyed it. I'm glad we reviewed it, and I'm glad you guys joined us for the review. Thank you for joining us. That brings us to the end of the NXT party. And if you'd like to be up here,
wait. A quick thank you to Christopher Willis for even letting us know this was even a thing, because I didn't even know this the program existed until he mentioned it. So
yeah, we were just trudging through all of the tournaments and just assumed that there was nothing new. Well, this was new, so this was good.
But we're also going to possibly be looking up other matches from some of these superstars and doing almost like a showcase type show.
Yeah.
So if you come across any great matches for us to watch featuring stars of NXT UK, whether it be like one way back or something more recent, let us know and we can check it out.
Some like Progress or some other
Progress, Evolve, Westside Extreme Wrestling, something
over the top.
Anyway, if you'd like to join us to review some of this wrestling, you can leave a comment down below. Let us know how we can get a hold of you.
That's how he did it.
Skype is all you need. Just watch the show. It'll probably be stuff on YouTube now, I figure.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if you'd like to join us for that, you can. If you'd like to join him for one of his shows, he covers all kinds of shit, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Find his channel. He's got tons of subscribers, so it's got to be good.
Not really.
Chris. Glowing White Alien Man. Where can they find you on YouTube and social media?
You can find me on the holiday Christopher Mace. I do NWA Power reviews. Well, you have one coming up here later tonight. It'll be uploaded. I'm going to get more back in the rhythm. Doing some more shows here, some new content next couple weeks. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Christopher Mace. Pretty much that's all I got to really plug here. Like I said, I'm glad I got to join y'all again. It's like 2 times in a week. I feel like it's Christmas. I ain't got to work with y'all in a while.
Well, you are Chris Mace.
You are Chris Mace.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
This is beginning to look a lot like Chris Mace.
Before I go into the outro, if anybody in the chat room has any wrestling-related questions they'd like us to answer, this would be a great time because this is our last video for the week, and Jerry goes back to work next week, so you might not be able to join us live because we're going to be going back to morning shows.
Mornings.
Oh, God, it's going to suck so bad waking up at 5 a.m.
Actually, Mike Doherty will probably have a better chance with it because, he lives overseas. So
Sweet. So, Nate Spain says, see y'all guys next time. Good time, as always. Thank you, Nate Spain.
We love you, Nate.
Here, Israel Diaz says, do a showcase of the Kiwi Travis Banks.
Why?
Is he trolling us? Israel, you know us better than that. Are you trolling us?
What?
You know what? Maybe he knows something we don't, and maybe those matches are ones that would actually make us like him.
Tell you what, Israel, send us maybe 2 or 3 matches on Facebook or over an Aftermatch or Armbar. Send us 3 matches that you want us to cover with Travis Banks, and we will do it because you are a super fan.
And if you can do 4,
because it's an even number. He's obsessive compulsive as fuck.
Well, we would do a whole episode on him. That would be 4 matches. Send us 4. if you can find them, the ones that you really like, send us 4 matches and a promo of his. We will review all of them and make sure to include which match you want us to watch last as the main event that we're going to rate.
Mm-hmm. And Colin says he loves morning shows.
We will do an entire show on Travis Banks if you send us the matches to watch. I promise you. And if you want to, get over your shyness, we'll put you on the big screen and you can fucking review them with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's not required, but we will do the shows if you send them to us, or do the matches. Let's see.
Colin says he loves morning shows.
Israel says he'll try to wake up at 5 a.m. next week. Cool. All right. You can find me on Twitter at Stephan R. Osborne. That's STEFANROSBORNE. And at Instagram at osborne.stephan. You can find the gentleman on Twitter
at Gerald_JSJ. My Facebook group Armbar. All capital ARNBAR. Exclamation
point.
I have a shirt now on Teesprings with the Greg Cherry brand. If you want to go check that out, that's awesome. I don't get any money for it, but hell, it'd be cool to have you guys wearing one of my T-shirts. And we also have our Facebook group Aftermatch Wrestling and Aftermatch_Wrestling on Instagram, ran by Colin the Cleaver Andrew, and Aftermatch Rest on Twitter, where we take the ling out of wrestling.
Whatever the fuck that means.
And I'm also on Instagram at _gentleman_slaughter.
And you can help the channel if you want to go to Patreon at Stephan R. Osborne, if you have the ability and want to do so. Don't really expect that out of our crowd, but if you really want to help us, we ask you this every week. You know what's coming. You know what's coming.
In the arms of the angels. For just $1 a day, you could feed us tacos.
For just like 5 or 17 clicks, depending on how many clicks it takes for you to share. There are things you can do that would be awesome for us, and awesome for you if you really love our show. If you like this show, click the like button. That'll tell us, and that'll tell YouTube that you like our show.
Hey, Davi's here. He's telling me to twerk.
If you like all of our shows, click the subscribe button. That's over there underneath Jerry. That'll let us know that you like all of our shows so much that you subscribe to our channel, and we would love you forever. Also, as everything goes awry with all that light.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh, there goes the background.
Oh, there we go. Background's going away. Chris, find a place and sit down.
If you like watching our shows and you wish you could watch them live, they're going to start going on at a different time. So click that bell icon. It'll let your phone know to let you know when we go live. You can join us in the chat room. Excuse me if you would like. That's the root beer speaking. I apologize. I hate that about me. Anyway, also, there's a share button. That's the big one.
Yeah.
Help our channel grow by sharing us with your friends. They see the video, they may be like, oh, I like NXT UK, let me watch these guys. Then they may like watching us, and then they might subscribe, and there you go, the channel grows. And then they're likely to have friends that like watching this show, and then that's where it grows some more. It's kind of like COVID-18. Just go sneeze, NXT UK, the NXT party, Aftermatch Wrestling. Go sneeze Aftermatch Wrestling onto all your friends with Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and what's the one I'm missing? Instagram. Just share.
Reddit, whatever.
You don't have to lie and tell them you love the video. Unless you did love the video and you want to take a few seconds to type that out. Just share it. Just share the link. See if they click it. Anyway, that was enough time to do all that.
Yeah.
You listened to me say all that. You had tons of time to click all those buttons. So I appreciate it if you did.
Colin, thanks for ordering the shirt.
As always, if you don't like the show, you're welcome to click the thumbs down button. But please do us a favor and leave some constructive criticism down in the comments. Let us know why you didn't like the video. Maybe we can change all that shit.
As long as it doesn't involve me dancing. My dancing days are over.
I'm telling you, Davi, I will get him to twerk for you someday so that you have a little bit of video to stick in the bank.
So to a spank bank? No thanks.
I didn't say it, he did. I didn't say it, he did. For the holiday, Christopher Mace. For the gentleman, the General Jerry Slaughter, I'm the Wizard of No DQ. Wiz Fresh, the Rated R reviewer, all that shit. Stephan Osborne, thank you for having a spot of NX Soda with us.